welcome to this week's tutorial Thursday. This week I'm sharing a super cute card with you using one of the celebration sets. Let's get on with it, shall we? So here we are. Look at what we're going to be making today. Oh, I love this. I love this. And if you can see up close, look, there's some texture on the background of that pool party card there as well to look like waves, but in actual fact it's a bark embossing folder, and not bark woof woof, bark as in tree bark, but it makes a great background as kind of water for this super cute otter who is just here taking pride of place on this card. We also have some of the pattern paper here is from the Daffodil Afternoon papers. I shared those a couple of weeks ago, and they are a celebration item as well. And I've got some die cuts here, so using stitched rectangles for this here and stars here, stitch stars there. Now if you don't have, this embossing folder could be anything, or it doesn't even need to be embossed if you don't have that. This could be an ordinary rectangle just cut out with either scissors or a trimmer. And these stars don't have to be stars. You could use a template for some stars if you wanted to, but it could also be circles, or again rectangles if you don't have a circle punch or a circle die. Again, that could be a rectangle that was just there that was mounted on another piece as well, and forego the stars. So that's some of the ways that you can, if you're really starting off and don't have a huge amount of supplies, there's how you can twist it. But let's kind of go on. So what is this cute otter set, and how do you get your hands on it? Well, already a very popular set. We currently have a promotion on called Celebration, and you can actually earn this stamp set for free. Look how cute. So this is the image we've used here, and that's the sentiment we've used there. But look, I want to tickle his tummy. You can put a party hat on him as well, or you can have, if you've got balloons, it looks to me like he should be holding balloons. So if you've got something balloony, he could be holding balloons there. But we're going to be going with this one here. But he is free with a £45 order. So in fact, if you were to order the stitched rectangle dies and the stitched stars and possibly the embossing folder, you'd reach that £45 target, and you can have that for free. So there we go. I'll just show you those Daffodil Afternoon papers as well, because they are quite different. They look very daffodilly on here, but actually we're using the reverse, which is that one in the middle there, which is a very Moroccan in design. But that is also free with a £45 order. So you could choose the Daffodil papers, or you could choose the Otters. We are using a little bit of both today. Right, so let's get on with making this card. So there is, in the description for wherever you're watching this, there is a link to the blog post. All the details are on the blog post. You can also download a free PDF tutorial that gives you all the measurements for the cards, along with all the products that I've used as well, so you can link back to those as well so you can see them. You don't have to make a note of them, you can just enjoy this a quick video. So I've got all my bits. Here's some I made earlier. Ta-da! So I have cut out lots of bits and bobs. So the base is a bumblebee card, bumblebee being the name of the colour, not that it was made with bumblebees. This is Pool Party. That's that piece that I said has been run through an embossing folder through a machine. Now say if you have got one of those machines, you know what this is. If you haven't, then don't worry too much. Say if you haven't got this, I don't want you to think that you have to go and buy a £100 machine just to get this effect. It would be investment. I would thoroughly recommend you have one. However, this could just be a normal Pool Party coloured piece of card as well. It doesn't have to be rippled, but obviously, you know, we're all about adding interest and texture and dimension to our cards, so there are other ways that you can do this. Right, so that goes onto a piece of soft suede I've used here, which is not a colour I use very often, to be fair. Oh, get rid of that. But obviously, you know, he looks very cute, Mr. Otter. And that's where the colour came from. So often you'd use black or a sort of dark green or something like that as a base colour if you wanted something to stick out. But we are soft sueding it today. So there we go. Then we've got our little strip of pattern paper. So look at the pattern on there. Just love that. That's the opposite side. That's where the daffodils come in. But I like that bit. So again, we're just gluing that on to another soft suede layer. using that wet glue because it gives me some wiggle room to make sure that is where I want it to be before I stick it down. So then I'm happy to stick that down because there's nothing more with that piece. Now I am going to bring in my white rectangle that I've already cut that is with there. So I know, because I know that needs to go around there. So I'm using it just as my guide there. So basically if I put it anywhere there, so I'm going to try and make sure that those three borders there are pretty even, which they are, give or take. That'll do. Okay, now I can actually stick this down as well. Again, those dimensions on that free PDF sheet that you can get on my blog or my website. There we go. Right, we're going to put those bits to one side for the moment. Let's bring in, I'm actually going to use my stamping platform for this. Now I could stamp in, I'm thinking now I might change my mind. I could stamp in soft suede if I wanted to, but actually I want his features to poke out a little bit more. So I'm going to be stamping in Memento Black, which is here. So I need to get my awesome Otters stamp set, grab my, there he is, my Otters. Right, so let's put my piece of paper in place where I want it. Just make using the lines, doesn't really matter where. And he is going to go, he's so cute, so cute. Put him where I want him to go, pretty much in the middle. I'm going to flip that and pick the stamp up. Then add ink to my stamp. Now the reason I've kind of done this is that when I want an outline, sometimes, let me just do it a bit rubbish. Go, oh no, I've not stamped it properly. I can go back in with a stamping platform and go exactly over, and it will always go in exactly the same place, which is great. Now, that's fine. Don't get me wrong, that is fine, but I want it a little bit darker, a little bit more intense. So that's why I've used my platform, because I can then go back over and just make that a little bit darker. Now, if I had this stamp on an acrylic block, I wouldn't, even though well, the stamp isn't see-through for a start, so I'd never be able to kind of stamp it multiple times in exactly the same place. This, you can. So that's better. It's a nice dark black image there, solid. Let's get rid of that. So that's one of the reasons I use my stamping platform. So Stamparatus, otherwise known as. It will be on the PDF worksheet and the blog post as well. So that's it. So Memento Black is what I've used. And then I am coming in with same colours, soft suede and pool party. So these are alcohol markers, and I used a light. Let me just have a quick look at my, I don't think, if I remember rightly, they're not too much. There's the dark. Oh, it did click. And there's the light. There's not a huge amount in it, but I think I did and I've got a brush end or a bullet end. I'm going to use the bullet end, so I'm going to use dark pool party for the kind of water droplets. I need my other glasses for doing this. I'd forgotten. Right, so that's the dark ones, and then the nib end of the light, I'm just going to highlight. So I'm just going over the lines that are already there. I'm not being perfect, you can see that, but just adds a bit of colour to those lines. Then I've got a light and a dark. So let's go, what's this? This is light with the soft suede. And oh, look at the state of that nib. You can see I've used it a lot. These are meant to be consumable, so when they run out, they run out. And I have obviously used that quite a lot. Oh no! How to ruin. Well, there we go. So sometimes this is actually an opportunity to show you what's in the middle of alcohol marker, which is actually this, which is how it feeds ink to both ends. Now I've obviously got that on, really, I might just pull that off and, oh, there we go. But I have got, oh, it has flicked my image a bit. We're going to carry on, don't worry. So what have I got here, light or dark? I think it's light. Oh no, I don't even know. Was that dark? Yeah, no, that's darker. So this is light. Oh, it's all put me off now, that has. No, it's not, it's dark. Just read it, Nat. That's light, that's dark. Right, okay, let's go dark. Oh, these things happen, don't they? Now, if I wasn't doing a video, as you can see, look, it has made a bit of a splodge on my work. So, do you know what? If I wasn't doing this video, I would stamp him again. It's a bit of card. But do you know what? We're here now. I'm going to carry on as if it hadn't happened, and you're going to pretend you can't see it when you see the card at the end. I'm very grateful it didn't go on my other card over here, so that's the one that you'll see photographs of, not this one. Now, if it had just been a tiny splodge, I'd have stuck a rhinestone on it or something like that, but that's quite a splodge. Let's do a little bit of hair. There we go. Whew. And I might do his nose. There we go. Right, then light. Read. Oh, is this where I can't remember which one fell off. Oh dear. Oh no, I have to... Okay. I'm confusing myself now. Maybe this will dry lighter. They're very different on there. So glad I'm making a video right now. But you know, look. That's no different, is it? What is happening here? Oh, don't tell me I've picked out two of the same. No, I haven't. I think that is just lighter. Do you know what I'm going to do though? Because we're going to fix this. Is we also have something called a colour lifter. Because that should... I mean, look at that. What is going on with my pens? I have no idea. No idea. But what I'm going to do, so this colour lifter does what the name suggests. It starts lifting the colour. Look, can you see? Look. So, I'm going, and I quite like the texture it's leaving behind as well. There we go. That's worked really well actually. It's the reason we do this. There. Again, ignore the splodges, but look at the difference that that's made. That's really lightened that up, hasn't it? So ignore that and that. And you can see the difference there. You can actually add texture as well. So if I just grab my colour lifter again, obviously I've just coloured that one colour, him one colour, but I can add, so if I do dots of the colour lifter, I'll try and do half and half not. You can actually get some texture in his fur. Look, by doing dots. So this side hasn't been done, so that's just coloured flat, whereas that's got dots of the colour lifter on. And can you see that? Quite like it. Looks quite fur-like. So just a different way you can do it, and that mottled look is coming through on that colour lifter bit there as well. But how he should have looked is like that, but I don't know. Do you think he looks a bit better like that? I think he looks a little bit more, less flat, a little bit more texture in him. I'm actually quite liking this. I'm a bit disappointed that my pen opened up. But see the differences there? So same pens. Goodness knows what's happened with these. I have no idea here. It's very odd, very odd. Anyway, let's finish him off, shall we? Because this is quite good, because actually that's going to be covered by the star, so I might even get away with this, you never know. So it comes through the back, that's not an issue, don't worry about it. It would only be an issue if you were colouring straight onto the front of the card. It would probably seep through to the inside. I've just realised I've got this all over my desk now. Right, so that's that. So these are the stars. So let me just show you here. So that's the stitched stars dies. So I've used two of those big dies there. I mean, look at all the intricacy that I could have gone for. And then stitched rectangles. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. That will cover most instances, from kind of whole layers on your card to sentiment sizes and long sentiments, and even a sort of normal rectangle there as well. So they are the two that I use, stitched rectangles and stitched stars. As I say, if you haven't got those, I went through the alternatives at the start. So let's stick this on. I think I went flat. I went yellow. So Bumblebee on Pool Party is flat, but I might have to finish off doing dots because he looks half done, and I'm kind of feeling like he should at least match, even if he has got blobs all over him. I like it. See? Every disaster, look, I can cover that somehow. Look at that. That covers that bit. I've only got this bit to cover here. Oh, what could we turn that into? I'm just wondering if I put a little bit of a blue, we could get away with pretending that it's some of the sea. Oh dear, right, hold on. Let's put a dimensional on the back of this. Where are my dimensionals? There they are. So dimensionals are just double-sided tape. One is enough on there. You could put more if you wanted to. But right, so I'm going to make sure that I cover that blob there with that. I've just stamped and cut out "You Are Utterly Awesome," and that was in the soft suede ink. Because the great thing with Stampin' Up is this soft suede ink matches the paper and card exactly, and the blends and all of that. So well, that's great. Oh, I put that on dimensional as well. Go me. I was dimensionaling all over the place. You can see I got it wrong, that one. But that one's much better. And it's up to you whether you want to tilt it, but I kind of quite like a straight, or as straight as you can get it, sentiment on there. So look at him now. He's not looking quite so bad, is he? Might look like he's got the measles, but I quite like that. I quite like the texture fur. Let me show you the differences again. I'm thinking I might prefer it. Oh, very cute. Very cute. And that's it, apart from, you can't go wrong with a bit of sparkle. So this is just normal rhinestones, and so now I've got a blob there. So of course that's where one of my rhinestones is going. I think we might get away with that. So I might go. This is my Take My Pick tool. It's got putty on the end, which means I can pick these up. If you've got false fingernails like I have, and that is very difficult. You might have tweezers. That's what I used to use. I might go one there, and I might go. Would I get away with that? Not sure I would. And if I put it too close, it will draw attention to it, so I might. Oh, I don't know what to do. I might just go there. I've done 5 on that one, but I'm going to go 3 on that one. Kind of keep the attention away from there. I don't think that's too bad. I'm on. You can tell, can't you? I'm a little bit flabbergasted by how I've managed to get away with that. I love him. Which one do you prefer? Leave me a comment so I know which one you prefer. I thought he was great, but I'm kind of loving him now. The joys of a colour lifter, you see, what you can do with it. And to be fair, do you know what I didn't do? I could have probably colour lifted some of that off. Oh, I've got a feeling if I start doing that now, it might vanish. So that would, I could have tried the colour lifter to remove that little splodge there, but I'm thinking it kind of blends in and we're not seeing it. Very right. Okay, that's it. I'm admiring my work on him. I love him now. Okay, that's it for this week's Tutorial Thursday. As I say, if you make your way to my blog post, you'll be able to download a PDF with all the measurements on and all the products that I've used on there. So go and grab yourself that. Doesn't cost you anything. You don't need to sign up for anything. It's just there for you to download. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I will be back again next Tuesday with another Top Tip Tuesday. They are my 1-minute tips or card making tips videos, so you can check those out. So you can also, I've got a playlist for those on YouTube as well. If you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, then please hit that subscribe button, and if you ring that bell, I think the YouTube will let you know when I upload new content. But that's it for today. I'll be back again with another tutorial next Thursday, but in the meantime, thanks for joining me. Bye bye.